I speak unto thee this day, and I say that I never ever intended that men would be full of the love of self. For I say there is no instance when I, the living God, have promoted the same, nor put my approval upon the same. That is, I do not approve when men will live in their own selfish ways, when they will have no concern for anyone other than themselves. Yet I say that men live exactly in that place, then imagine they are pleasing me. But I say the truth of it is they are doing nothing except pleasing the God of self. Now I say, when you look upon the land, the nation that you are in, what do you see? I say you see that multitudes have turned aside from me and taken up the worship of the God of self. And each man is greedy for his own gain, for his own estate, for his own way. And I say they jostle, they push, they literally seek to devour and destroy one another. And it is all because of what? It is because they are lovers of self and they have no regard for anyone, not at all. Now I say this day, if you consider that it is me, the living God, who has extended mercy unto thee, I say be thankful for the same. That is, realize that if it were not for my mercy, you would have been destroyed by your own self. That is, the very thing that is ever struggling against me, the very thing that is ever seeking to put me out of your life, is the very thing that would have you in the grave. For I say that self is a wicked, a foolish, a vile entity. Have no part of the same. That is, do not be bowing to the God of self. Do not be living in selfishness and greed with concern only for your own little world. But I say, instead, be extending your horizons, your borders, and be considering that I, the living God, desire that you would love your neighbor as yourself. That is, I desire that you would be concerned one for another, for I, the living God, have ordained it to be so. And I say, if you truly will live and abide in me, I say you cannot be under the God of self. For I say it is true, it is true, it is true, the more selfish and greedy that men become, the more wickedness they do in this earth. For I say, when they are indeed determined that it is themselves they must please, I say they walk afar off from me. And I say, when they are indeed determined that they should be bowing to the God of self, what do? I say they take themselves into the bondage, the captivity, the oppression of the same. Now I say that I, the living God, will make clear to thee all things in my timing. Do not be fretful against me. That is, do not be imagining evil in your heart against me, as though I, the living God, were not righteous in all that I do. But I say, instead, be knowing and understanding that my way is perfect, and even if you do not have full understanding of my way, you are meant to trust in me nonetheless. For I say it is me, the living God, who is the way of all righteousness and truth, the way of all mercy and hope, and the way of peace provided. Now I say this day that I, the living God, do call thee to walk circumspectly. I say that I call thee to walk uprightly and be brought forth in me. And I say, if it is me that you will be believing and trusting, I say you will see that I lead thee in a way whereby you are not overly concerned with yourself. But I say you are indeed extending loving kindness and goodness, mercy likewise, to those with whom you live. And I say you are showing that it is me that you love more than yourself. Now I say this day, when a man will look upon his own little world and judge everything according to the same, what does he do? I say that he's ready to kill his neighbor. He's ready to push out of the way any who oppose him. And I say that he's ready likewise to prove his own importance, his own preeminence, no matter who is sacrificed in the same. And I say such a man is no part of my kingdom, because he is a lover of self. Now I say this day you are living in a selfish world, you are living in a selfish time, you are living in a time when men are driven by greed, by lust, by desire for that which they do not have. And even if they have so much that their eyes are pooched out with fatness, I say they are greedily lusting for more. And I say it is because they are under the rule, they are under the authority of the God of self. Now I say this day that I, the living God, did indeed give the remedy for the love of self, for the God of self, and that is for my own people to deny themselves. that is, to turn away from that which they intend to do, that which they desire. For I say, if the ones who are mine will turn away from the love of self, deny the same, and walk uprightly in me, then they are well-pleasing unto me. But I say, wheresoever it is that men will abandon themselves to the God of self, they are abandoned unto lies. For I say that self is a cruel dictator, a ruler with no sense at all, and one that is completely absorbed in having its way. And I say it is a God of cruelty, oppression, and bondage, and I say that many have been devoured in the same. And I say that the ridiculous state of the love of self is simply this: the very self that you love will take you to the grave. Then I say that self will boast against thee, because you are the fool who fell for the same. Now I say this day that I, the living God, do not lead my people into the love of self, into the promotion of self, into a life of selfishness and greed. But I say that I lead my people into a way whereby they will give themselves fully unto me. And I say, if a man is abandoned unto me, then I say that he will be able to love his neighbor as himself. That is, he will be able to show mercy, he will be able to show goodness and life. For I say, the way that I, the living God, have purposed, has given goodness and life and mercy unto thee. And I say, if I, the living God, were merely loving myself, believe me, I would have no part of thee. For I say, you would be a disgust unto me, because you were not where I am. But I say, that is not where I live. But I say, it is me, the living God, who does reach out to the lame, to the blind, to the poor, to the needy. And I say that I desire to bring them into me. Therefore I say, consider that my love is giving, my love is yielding, and my love is beckoning for men to repent. For I say that my love is compassion, and I say that it is mercy. It is not the love of self. Now I say likewise, if you will be abiding in me, what shall you see? You shall see that I, the living God, will have thee to extend my love through thee to those who are less fortunate than you are. For I say, if you have been privileged to receive the truth, to walk in the truth, to hear the truth, then I say you are meant to be ever thankful unto me. But I say, if you are despising that truth because it exposes the workings of self, then you are a fool. For I say, if any man will hide himself from his own flesh, that is, his own desire, his own greed, his own lust, what is he doing? He is living in hypocritical pretension. He is play-acting at his religion, and he is not true to me. Now I say this day that I, the living God, never called thee to be a hypocritical pretender, a play-actor who is putting on a show. Yet I say, when you look at the world of religion in these times, what do you see? I say you see multitudes play-acting as though they love me, when really they are bound in the greed of selfishness, they are bound in the lust of selfishness, and ruled by the same. And I say they truly have no love for me at all, for they must have their own way. And I say it is because they are captive slaves to the God of self. Now I say this day, when you look upon what it is that I, the living God, have done, and what it is that I do for the sons of men day by day, what do you see? You see that I am tender mercy, you see that I am loving kindness, and you see that I, the living God, protect my own. And I say, if you really consider how much goodness I give to thee, I say you will be thankful unto me. That is, that I give to thee that which you never really earned or deserved, but it is because I am full of mercy. I say this day that I, the living God, never ever intended that the greed, the selfishness, the self-promotion, and the love of luxury in this world would be named among my people. Yet I say, because those who are claiming to be mine are nothing more than hypocritical pretenders, so do you see these things. That is, you see men full of the lust, the greed for the things of this world, and loving it so. And all the while they are claiming that I, the living God, want them to have, want them to do, want them to consume, and it is all for naught. For I say they are simply promoting the lust, the greed of their own evil hearts and minds, and claiming that it is of me. Now I say that I, the living God, do not call thee to greediness, I do not call thee to selfishness, but I say that I call thee to deny yourself. And I say you can deny yourself in whatsoever way that I, the living God, would instruct thee, and do the same with zeal. I say it is only fools who continue in indulgence, who continue in pampering self, and giving way to the lust of the flesh. For I say, when you will indeed be putting self on the throne, I say you are in death already. Now I say that I, the living God, have not called thee to the death throes of self-love, of selfishness, self-esteem, and self-exaltation. But I say that I've called thee to be willing every single day to die to yourself, to take up the cross, to follow after me. And I say that I've called thee to be thankful that it is me that you can continue looking unto, believing, and trusting in. For I say, if you will indeed be accepting of the way that I, the living God, do offer, then you are brought forth in my life. But I say, if you reject my way, if you choose the way of your own carnality, if you choose the way of the God of self, you are choosing lies. Now I say it is true that a man can easily drink himself to death, he can eat himself to death, he can take narcotic drugs and put himself to death by the same. I say that he can give himself to sexploitation and indeed be deceived and overwhelmed by the same. I say that he can give himself to the pursuit of riches and die in the process, and it is all for naught. And I say that all of the death sentences that are found in self are given to the sons of men for their pursuit of the same. And I say, at the end of it all, what do they find when they bow to the God of self? Nothing but emptiness, futility, and the despair of the damnation of their souls. Now I say this day that I, the living God, do not call thee to be eager to please yourself, but I say that I call thee to be eager to be pleasing me. And I say that I call thee to be thankful that I give to thee the truth, the light, the mercy, and the hope of who I am. For I say, indeed, if you are ever willing to put to death the commands of self, to come under my command, then you gain the life eternal. And I say you gain the way that I've purposed and intended, the way of eternal life. Now I say this day, consider before you had the knowledge of me, before you had the redemptive mercies that I provide, what did you do? I say you bowed day and night to the God of self, all to the course of your own destruction. I say you found yourself in misery and loneliness and desolation of soul when you were under the rule of self. Now I would ask thee, why would you be so foolish to believe once again in that false God, the deity of iniquity that is bound in self? For I say that I, the living God, do not call thee to be controlled by self, but I say that I call thee to be controlled by me. And I say that I call thee to be uplifted, coming forth in the truth, the light, the strength that I provide. And I say that I call thee to be thankful that it is me that you can continue looking unto, believing, and trusting in. For I say, if it is me, the living God, that you seek to please and not yourself, then I say you can truly be pleasing unto me. But I say, if you are ever seeking to bow to the God of self while claiming that you love me, you will be proven to be a play actor, a hypocritical pretender, a liar, and a fool. And I say the end of your self-love will be, of course, the damnation of your soul. I say this day that I, the living God, do set before thee the way wherein you are meant to walk. I say, be thankful to die to self that you can walk in me. That is, that you can come forth in the truth, the light, the mercy of who I am, ever being glad for my way. That you can indeed learn to love your neighbor, learn to love one another as I have loved thee. And I say that you can indeed put others as more important than you are, because it is me you desire to please. I say this day, be thankful that it is me, the living God, who sets before thee the way that is truth and light. Walk in the same, that you be not found under the wrath revealed. That is, the wrath stored up for the lovers of self, the selfish ones who want their way. For I say they realize not, they bring the wrath upon themselves in the process of loving self. For I say they choose to oppose the very life I would have given unto them.